Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and stay tuned by clicking the bell icon. Wimbledon finalist shockingly becomes Saudi PIF ambassador. Tennis fans outraged. Matteo Berrettini has become an ambassador for Saudi Arabia's public investment fund. Fans have slammed Matteo Berrettini after he took to social media to announce his latest partnership. The 2021 Wimbledon finalist has become an ambassador for Saudi Arabia's public investment fund. The PIF, Saudi's sovereign wealth fund, controlled by Mohammed bin Salman, also has deals with both the ATP and WTA tours, with their logo appearing on sideboards at tournaments like the Madrid Open. Berrettini and the PIF shared the news of their partnership on Instagram on Tuesday. The PIF said the world no. 34 embodies PIF's vision of elevating tennis through inclusivity, youth empowerment, sustainability, and technology, creating impact for future generations. The Italian tennis star also shared the post to his story and wrote, "Proud to be part of the PIF family and super excited about the year ahead. Lots to look forward to." But the announcement didn't go down well with fans, who accused the former 28-year-old of signing the deal for money. In a move that has sent shockwaves through the world of tennis, a Wimbledon finalist has announced his new role as an ambassador for Saudi Arabia's public investment fund, PIF, a move that has ignited an uproar among his fans, fellow athletes, and sports enthusiasts alike. The announcement, which was made via social media channels and press releases, has raised questions about the intersection of sports, politics, and financial power, leaving many tennis fans disillusioned and angry. The announcement that stunned tennis fans for years. This particular tennis player had been a fan favorite, renowned for his incredible talent, sportsmanship, and charisma on the court. But that all changed when he revealed his new partnership with Saudi Arabia's public investment fund, one of the largest sovereign wealth funds in the world. The PIF is widely known for its investments in various international sports ventures, including football, Formula One, and golf. But in recent years, the fund has come under scrutiny due to its close ties with the controversial Saudi Arabian government and its role in the nation's growing sports-washing efforts. Sports-washing refers to the use of sports as a tool to improve the image of regimes with questionable human rights records. Saudi Arabia has been increasingly investing in global sports as part of its Vision 2030 initiative, which seeks to diversify the country's economy and improve its global standing. However, critics argue that these investments are merely an attempt to deflect attention from the country's ongoing human rights abuses and crack down on dissent. The tennis player, whose decision to accept the ambassadorial role came as a surprise to many, has been thrust into the middle of this debate. While some supporters argue that the player is merely capitalizing on an opportunity for financial gain, many fans and commentators are furious, accusing him of aligning himself with a regime that has been widely condemned for its treatment of women, journalists, and political dissidents. Tennis fans express outrage. The reaction from tennis fans has been swift and vocal. Social media platforms have been flooded with criticism from those who feel betrayed by the player's decision. Fans who had long admired him for his on-court performance and off-court integrity are now questioning his values and whether they were ever genuine. Many fans have taken to Twitter, Instagram, and other platforms to express their outrage, with hashtags such as #sellout and #sportswashing trending in response to the news. "I've supported him through thick and thin, but this is a step too far," wrote one Twitter user. "How can someone who has always preached about fairness and justice now stand with a regime like that? It's heartbreaking." Others have pointed to the growing trend of athletes and celebrities accepting lucrative deals from authoritarian regimes, with Saudi Arabia in particular offering massive sums of money to draw high-profile figures into their orbit. Many view this as a betrayal of the values that sports should represent: fairness, equality, and human dignity. "First the Premier League, now tennis," another fan commented. "What's next? Athletes are willing to sell their soul for a paycheck. This is a new low." Some critics have also raised concerns about the growing influence of money in sports, where lucrative deals and sponsorships are increasingly determining the direction of athletes' careers. This Wimbledon finalist, like many other sports stars, now finds himself caught between his desire for financial gain and the ethical implications of his new partnership. The ethics of sports washing. Is it about the money or the message? While the backlash has been swift, others argue that the player's decision is a reflection of the evolving landscape of sports. In an era where athletes are expected to maximize their earning potential and endorse global brands, the line between sports and politics is becoming increasingly blurred. Critics argue that athletes should be allowed to make decisions based on personal or financial interests, but others point out that such endorsements carry with them an ethical responsibility, especially when it comes to regimes with questionable human rights records. The question, however, remains: does the tennis player's role as a Saudi PIF ambassador truly reflect a lapse in judgment or simply a rational decision based on the pressures of the modern sports world? Many suggest that athletes are merely pawns in a larger political game, being used to legitimize regimes that otherwise lack international credibility. For some, the issue is not so much about the money, but the message that such a partnership sends to the world. By associating with Saudi Arabia's PIF, the player is essentially endorsing a government that has been accused of numerous human rights violations, including the murder of journalist Jamal Khashoggi, the jailing of political dissidents, and the systematic oppression of women. The problem is that when these athletes take money from regimes like Saudi Arabia, they're helping to whitewash the country's reputation, said a human rights activist. They're providing cover for a government that's trying to buy international respectability. The broader impact on tennis. The announcement is also raising questions about the future of tennis and the role of financial power in shaping the sport's future. Tennis, unlike other sports such as football and golf, has traditionally prided itself on its global reach and inclusivity, often promoting values like fairness and respect. But with money from state-backed entities flooding into the sport, some worry that the essence of the game may be changing. Sponsors and organizers of major events like Wimbledon are under increasing pressure to navigate the ethical dilemmas associated with accepting money from controversial sources. This player's partnership with the Saudi PIF may just be the beginning, with other athletes likely to follow suit if the financial incentives prove to be too lucrative to ignore. Wimbledon, a tournament that has always been associated with tradition and prestige, now finds itself at a crossroads. Will the All England club take a stand against these types of deals, or will it choose to turn a blind eye as money and politics continue to invade the sport? The question of whether tennis will hold on to its core values or compromise them for the sake of financial gain is one that many fans will be watching closely. What's next for the player in his career? As the controversy surrounding the player's new role as a Saudi PIF ambassador continues to unfold, it remains to be seen how it will affect his career moving forward. While he may enjoy short-term financial gains from his association with the PIF, the long-term impact on his reputation and relationship with fans is still uncertain. It is clear, however, that his decision has sparked an important conversation about the ethical responsibilities of athletes in today's world. As more and more sports organizations and athletes find themselves tied to controversial regimes, fans will continue to scrutinize their choices and demand that they be held accountable for the messages they send. Whether the player can recover from this scandal and regain the trust of his fans remains to be seen. But one thing is for sure: sports washing is here to stay, and it's up to athletes, fans, and organizations to decide where they stand. If you liked the video, don't forget to like, comment, and share.